Happy Halloween! I'm a gangster.
I'm Catwoman. Also, I'm dark like Liz today. This is exactly why I don't have dark hair.
I don't know what's going on with my gangster uniform, but...
Are you having some trouble?
Yeah, I am.
You want a safety pin?
Do you have one?
No.
Okay, then why?
We are at Halloween week. Spooky season. This bell is really not doing me well.
It's kind of funny that there's a bell on there.
I know. So we got a loaded episode for you guys today because it is Halloween. We decided we were going to do dating horror stories. Thank you to everyone who reached out. We picked our top ones.
Yes.
But we do want to thank everybody because we really had a really exciting moment where we hit a new high of total listeners. So not repeat listeners, but total listeners is now at 97, which is pretty good for us.
We don't even know 97
No.
people.
We have like 97 new friends.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Crazy.
So thank you all for listening. We're having fun, and we hope you guys are too listening. So, you ready?
Ready.
Here we go. All right. So first one. I showed up for dinner with a guy. We're on our first date, and he's already there with his mom. She's sitting across from him, sipping wine like it's totally normal. He introduced me. We all sat. We all had dinner together. I wish I was kidding, but she stayed for the entire date.
Did she pay?
She didn't specify, but she did say that the mom asked if she could cook while she was there on the date. So apparently she was getting grilled by mom and him.
I kind of want more details.
Mom showing up on the first date. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I think I would just be waiting for her to leave. Or I would ask, are you staying?
Are you here to join us?
I mean, you gotta ask, right?
I guess.
Why would she not ask?
Yeah. Maybe she did. I mean, what was she going to say? Yes,
I really feel like we need more details for this one.
I can reach out and ask. I think this brings up a bigger story, though, of men's relationships with their moms. And I feel like there's a very fine line here.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think a man has to, if he doesn't have a good relationship with his mom, I feel like that's a huge red flag.
Right, but you also don't want him to have too close of a relationship with his mom, because that's a huge red flag.
Right. I've heard of a story about how someone was dating, and I don't remember if it was something that she cooked or the way that she did something around the house, but he was like, my mom doesn't do it like that. She does it like this. And she was like, whoa.
Mother.
Yeah, I've got to... But yeah, I think that there's I don't think I've ever had a relationship with somebody where they didn't have a good relationship with their mom. And I've never had anybody like cross the line with their mom.
Yeah, but you also don't want the mom that's like, he's my son.
Yes.
Like, you're going to spend your time with your birthday with her. Like, you should be spending it with me.
True.
That's where it gets red flaggy.
Yeah. I feel like most moms probably have respect for their son wanting to have a solid relationship with somebody and supporting that.
How much don't.
Really? Have you had a bad experience?
I've seen it.
Really?
I haven't been with one, but I've seen a lot of moms who are very protective over their sons. I've seen grandma is very protective over her daughters, and every time they would get in a relationship, she would hate on the men that they were with and make up these crazy stories and say that they were horrible people.
Sometimes I think there's like a selfish component to it, which is hard because you want to believe that your parents have the best intentions for you, you know? I haven't heard a lot of comparison back to dads and daughters. I know sometimes women hold the bar pretty high because they have really great dads, but I don't know. I'm coming from a perspective where we have a really great dad that we look up to. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think every girl looks for a man that's similar to their dad.
And I think men subconsciously also look for a woman that's similar to their mom, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So we have the next one. This one's funny. I had a guy come over to hang out and watch a movie. It went great, except he never left. He would not leave my house. He stayed for 3 nights straight. He used my spare toothbrush, ate all of my snacks, and then told me, sorry, he's between apartments. I finally had to fake schedule a pest control visit so that he would leave.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
You'd be surprised how many men are out there that are homeless.
Oh, yeah.
And not homeless, I guess more like couch surfers.
Yeah.
They don't have a home, but I feel like a lot of men, especially Facebook dating, you find a lot of them on Facebook dating because a lot of like criminals and prisoners and stuff, they're like still in the Facebook world. You'd be surprised how many men are just looking for a woman to take them in.
Ugh. I never bring a guy over to my house unless I'm pretty sure that I like you.
Because that's like your safe place. So bringing someone into that is kind of... That's why it always shocks me how men on dating apps are just so quick to be like, do you want to come over for the first time we meet? Like, you don't know me. I could be a crazy man behind the screen.
Yeah. You never know what you're getting. And what if you're not into that person when you actually see them? Then you're stuck. Which actually brings us to our next story. Well, I once showed up to a guy's apartment. He smelled like terrible BO. He had just showered and still smelled like BO. It wasn't subtle. It was a strong, potent BO that I feel like he must have smelt on himself. I think he had some mental health issues going on, but long story short, I should have just met him for coffee first and not at his apartment because I was just sort of trapped to stick through the smell.
Oh, no.
No, that is like my worst nightmare. I cannot, I don't do well with smells. No, no. It's like it makes my stomach hurt and I feel like I'm going to throw up.
And to smell that bad, it's like, how does that happen?
I know what she's talking about because have you ever been at somebody's house where this hasn't happened with a guy for me, but I remember when I was younger, we had this friend actually who we went over to their house and I think it was their dad who had like a really bad BO smell and it was like in their couches and it was almost like in the walls. Do you remember? You don't remember this? I know you remember. Yeah. It was almost like it was ingrained in their house and it was so gross. Oh, it was bad. It was very bad.
It's like cigarette smoke. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, it's weird because the people they live with never seem to notice it.
Never.
Or they're just used to it. It's like you have a smell that lingers or that's around, you get used to it.
Yeah, like everyone's house has a smell.
Yeah.
All right, this is a good one. We met at a Halloween party. He was dressed as a firefighter. We hit it off, and a week later, I found out he was actually married. His wife found me on Instagram and commented, "That's my husband, and he's not a firefighter." Turns out the costume was the only thing real about him. I have had this happen before.
That doesn't surprise me, yeah.
Yeah. That's so weird to me. The wife thing is way too common. That's so shitty.
It's way too common.
Yeah. I went on a date with somebody, and they turned out to have a wife, and I had no idea.
Which, speaking of that, there was a guy that was passed on a dating app the other day, and his bio said...
We'll pop it up on the screen.
"I am married. I have 2 kids. I wish I didn't have to be on here, but my wife is acting very strange lately, so it's probably time to start looking at a divorce, or she needs to get on her menopause pills. I'm not going to talk bad on her, but I do have my reasons." What in the world would make some girl go, "Ooh, me, pick me, I want to talk to you"?
What about that is attractive?
It's just so crazy to me how many men put that in their bios, like, "I'm married, but I'm, like, miserable." Well, it's like, well, figure it out then.
Him saying, "I don't want to talk bad about her," you just did.
Yeah, you just did.
And menopause is something inevitably that all of us women are going to go through. So to know that you're just kind of like, well, fuck off. Yeah. Like you're going through something that's difficult in your life. Goodbye. Like what about that would be like, wow, you're such an attractive man.
Mm-hmm. That's a good example of like when things start to get hard, men are just like, I'm out of here. When in reality, you're going to have the same issues or problems with the next woman, or like, men that are like, oh, she got fat after she had a kid. Well, we all get fat after we have a kid. What you don't work on in your current relationship is just gonna find you in your next one. That.
Which I have to say something, because as you said that just remembering what I'm about to share really almost hurts my feelings personally. But I had someone when I had that response of bodies change, things change after you have kids. Their response was, I've seen plenty of women who were just fine after they had kids and bounced right back. And that seemed to be the expectation going forward. And I just want to say that I feel like a woman's body being able to grow another human being is pretty amazing, and the fact that it's going to change is like inevitable, obviously. And any man that can't understand that, I almost feel like makes them a little bit less of a man. Everybody's body reacts different to carrying a child. You could gain some weight during that pregnancy, maybe a little bit after. We see a lot of women do that. And then afterwards, they're working on themselves. They get themselves back to where they're comfortable. But I really have this perspective now where I look at men a little bit as like kind of less masculine if someone looks at a woman and can't understand that.
Yeah, everyone's body's different. People bloat from gluten. People bloat from dairy. Your body reacts different to all different things in life, different foods, different chemicals, different sicknesses, like whatever it is, everyone's different. So to just say I'm only going to pick a girl who looks perfect after going through whatever she's going through is just really gross.
So gross. Your body is preparing to hold a big baby. I've also seen pregnancy is not by the book all the time. Sometimes people have really difficult pregnancies and things like that. So I feel like there's a lot of factors, and maybe that just goes back into when we were talking about the same values and looking for quality men. That might be an early red flag, or just very telling if a man can understand that about a woman.
I think that comes with maturity with men.
Yeah, definitely. Back to the story about like the impersonation, the wife thing.
I never really had a guy lie about who he was, but I did have a guy lie about his identity. He made up lies. Like he said that his dad was in the military. He never had a stable home and he was always moving around. And then later I found out that his dad was never in the military, and he only had one home his entire life.
Ooh, see, that's it's what, like, it gives off, what, are they looking for attention? Like, what's happening?
Yeah. And just like crazy stories. And it made me look stupid because then I become close with his family and I'm like, oh, so tell me about your days in the military. And his dad's like, I was never in the military. And I'm like, okay, this is awkward. Like,
Oh no. And those are stories that make you feel like you're bonding together and getting closer, and then you find out that that's not real and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you
It was so
like
bizarre.
You don't even know this person.
It was so bizarre. Yeah.
That's what makes me nervous too about dating, because you just never know. You could get so close with somebody and think that you know them, and then turns out you don't know them at all. You're putting a lot of faith into relationships in general. And that's probably why they say falling in love is a gamble. It could be really amazing. It could also be really rough. You are taking a chance, but yeah. Okay, I got to take this off. I'm so sorry, but I feel like I can't do this.
It's going to mess up our sound quality.
Okay. I feel like Jinxie Cat from Meet the Parents. When you talk about meeting somebody in the wild, I wish there was more that were like obvious activities to do, know? Whereas like you could go play pickleball or something, but most people are not going to meet at the grocery store because everybody's shopping. You know? You're not going up to be like, hey, like, how's it going? People are like, I'm getting dinner and I'm going home to cook. I'm tired. I've been at work all day,
Yeah. And I always think if someone's at the grocery store too, which is such a total like wrong way of thinking because we all go to the grocery store, but I always think, oh, they must have a family if they're at the grocery store buying dinner. I don't know why. I don't know why I think that.
They must have a family. They're eating. They're cooking at home. They have a family.
Like, why are they not door dashing?
Oh my God, that's funny.
So
you can kind of tell when it's a single guy sometimes, versus a family man.
Yeah.
Like family man is getting sides. He's probably on the phone with his wife.
Fruit
like, hey,
snacks,
what else do we need? Yeah. Whereas like a guy that's shopping for himself, it's usually like meat, veggies, maybe some fruit. That's it.
Yeah.
Just take a look at that cart and if you should shoot your shot or not.
Yep.
Take a look at the hand, look at the cart, and then maybe we should try that and we'll come back to you guys.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
What did they say? Go get lost or look like you're lost in Home Depot?
Okay, give us your best grocery store pickup line. You're in the ice cream aisle. What are you going to say?
The ice cream aisle? Man, it's really cooling off out there. Man, it's really cooling off out there. I'm so glad that we can have ice cream.
That makes no
What do you
sense
recommend?
because ice cream's in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
I was
you're
thinking
right.
something more like, are you more vanilla?
Or chocolate. That's too intense. Also, that could be taken in many different ways.
What's your favorite flavor?
All right.
Hopefully it's not vanilla.
I don't know. Tell us what you think. You don't want to put all your cards on the table.
Haven't you ever seen 50 Shades of Grey when she grabs the pop or the ice cream and she throws it at him? She's like, it's your new favorite flavor. Vanilla.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be cute.
Oh, sorry. Think fast. Now you're in the bread aisle. What do you say? You see a sexy brunette. He's got a beard.
Do you have
and
crust
all,
on your...
tan skin? Do you like to cut the crust off your sandwich or do you keep it on?
Do you like pings in a blanket? Okay, you're in the milk aisle.
I'm going to say, do you put creamer in your coffee? Which is your favorite? Or I'm picking up my favorite creamer and I'm like, have you ever tried this? It is so good.
Have you ever tried the Reese's creamer? I drink it every morning.
It starts my day on the right foot. I mean,
Lame.
coffee is a big deal, though. No, because everybody usually starts their day with coffee. Some people don't, I guess. Can you imagine? You're like, what creamer do you drink with your coffee? And he's like,
I don't
drink coffee. Okay.
Oh, well, what wakes you up in the morning? Okay. Cocaine.
Okay, have a nice day. Get out of there. Okay, last one. You're in the meat aisle.
How about, hey, you're cute. Can I get your phone number?
You'll catch people off guard when you say that. The other day, I said, you're really handsome. And he was like, thanks. Are you here alone? And I was like, what kind of psycho killer thing is that to say?
Are you alone?
No, my security's right over there. All right. So for our red flag today, and kind of a combination of red flag and also our horror story, we're going to call it emotional vampires. You like that? In spirit of Halloween.
I like that.
Okay, we're going to discuss how some people drain your emotional energy and how to kind of recognize that, because Liz and I have both been with people that kind of like suck the energy out of you almost, and whether that's in a controlling manner, whether they're not in a good space in their self and they don't know how to function healthily in a relationship, and they project that on you.
Mm-hmm. I think all my exes have sucked all my energy out of me. Especially when, you express things that bother you and they don't change and it just continues to suck your energy out. And I feel like as women, we just let them keep doing it until we just feel nothing. And then I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, that's very true.
Whereas, men are, I think, the opposite. But yeah, as women, I think we just let it suck at all our energy out of us until there's nothing left, until we have no choice but to walk away. It can be just very draining when you're constantly begging someone to change, whether you've been with someone, with addiction and you're begging them to change, or you're begging someone to stop cheating on you, because it does happen, or whatever the case is. It sucks the life out of you.
Yeah. Even just like not having healthy communication, I think can suck the life out of you. If you're a healthy communicator yourself and you're trying to communicate that with somebody and they're just not listening, that can be so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like you just keep saying like, this is what I need, and they're just not meeting it. But I've also had it in another way too, where maybe they are listening and all these things, but you're hearing what they're communicating. And so you're being like really understanding of where they're coming from and trying to meet them, but then that person is not meeting you and like your needs. That's, I think, like also gets really, it just like sucks the life out of you to where you're just like, okay, well, like,
and being a healthy communicator is kind of hard as it is. So it's like when you finally reach the point where you're able to do that and then someone else isn't, it's like exhausting. Extra exhausting.
Yeah. Especially when you're with somebody and you're like having a fun time, you don't want to like talk about that stuff, and hopefully it comes up naturally. But when you feel like this is something I have to communicate to them, it's always a conversation that you probably don't want to have.
But you have to have it.
Yeah, yeah. And then how it's received is how it determines the rest of that day together or that night, you know? But I think it says a lot about the relationship too. I've been seeing a lot of couples lately also talk about how they have check-ins. I don't know if you guys know who Shawn Johnson is, but I was just listening to her on a podcast actually talk about like how does she keep her marriage alive? Her and her husband are so adorable and you could tell they're just still so in love. They have kids. But she said that they have a date night once a week, and whether they're fighting, whatever, they go on that date night because that's their time together. She said they have Sunday check-ins where they're very honest with each other and tell each other like, hey, I felt like kind of lonely this week, or I felt this way, you know? And it's like you're two different people coming together and you operate differently. So I think that's actually really helpful because what's a little thing sometimes will evolve into such a big thing and then explode. So I thought that was like really interesting.
Yeah,
and
that's really good. I've heard that too. A lot of couples doing that. Mandatory date nights, mandatory check-ins.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think just going back to like sucking the life out of you, you know, like if you don't have those conversations, I think that's bound to happen. All right. Well, I guess that concludes our Halloween episode. Halloween. Spooky. We hope everyone has a blast and dress up, go to your parties, take your kids trick-or-treating.
Be safe. Don't drink and drive.
Yes.
Take an Uber.
And keep listening. Thank you so much for supporting us and listening each week. We are so excited and having so much fun.
Adios.
Bye.